Hello, stalkers, and welcome to World of Horror. World of Horror is essentially a playable Junji Ito comic. World of Horror takes inspiration from 80s adventure games, but it has a nice Japanese packaging on it. You get to confront several popular urban legends, as well as some Lovecraftian spookies. Alright, without further ado, let's start a new story. We'll just play a standard white and black playthrough for this run. We'll do quick play. So, quick play randomizes our character as well as the starting parameters. So there's always an old god that is looming over the city. You'll see. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. Sound familiar? The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you finally arrived in the doomed town. The missing stars. The media has been reporting about various people with seemingly supernatural skills. Could it have any connection with the news about stars disappearing from the night sky? Old gods rule. Casting spells raises doom instead of its normal cost. Backstory, World of Horror. Alright, all that doesn't matter. Okay. So, starting off here, you see we have gained 2 spells. If Doom up here reaches 100, the game ends. We have 17 stamina, 17 reason, as well as Mind Drain, deals 5 damage, regain 2 reason. Alright, so we're gonna have to be careful using our skills going forward. Our spells. Ath Yolutz. Casting spells raises doom. Alright, let's go home. The city is changing so fast you can barely recognize it anymore. Choose up to 2 additional actions per location for this playthrough. Well, alright, so I added some things here, as you can see. I took the police station away and added a cult shop, so when we visit the downtown area, we can find cursed artifacts and, several other things. Everything else is standard. Aside from the forest, I added the witch tree location, which I've never messed around with. Our mailbox is empty. Alright, here we go. In the game. Back in your home, you think of your next move. So, we can mess around with it. Well, we can't right now. Yeah, we can. Open the blinds. It's a point and click in some ways. Everything is manipulated down here in the bottom left corner. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. Which is very true. If we start... we're gonna... Okay. I'm gonna sell this, gain nothing from it, and we're gonna have a look here. Every time we play, there are 5 mysteries we have to solve in order to save the town of Shiokawa. Now, we can die in combat, we can die because the doom is too high. That'll end with us being sent to asylum. But you start and you do these in a row. I haven't played in a while, so I remember some of these being more difficult than others. Everything scales with time, so we're gonna start with eerie episode of Evolving Eels. While returning to your home, someone suddenly bumps into you. Did you know? You turn around. It's your old friend living in the same apartment complex. Kana. That weird dude is back. You know, the one who studies fish? You shrug, opening the door. Kana follows and immediately enters the kitchen. A while later, they return with 2 cans of soda. Aren't you curious? What weird fish did he bring this time? They grin. Alright, so we'll investigate. Ichthology. And so these are side quests that you see here in the center of the screen. Character panel. Side quests appear here. We have to travel in between locations. We're going to start... The apartments here are circled. So one of the locations will be circled. That's how you progress, is by investigating that location. It may or may not have anything to do with what's going on in the top panel. So like here we're in the middle of a conversation, and we could have some strange events happen and this conversation would still be going on. I hope that makes sense. So let's investigate. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of letters in your mailbox. We'll check them later. You place the letters on the kitchen table, feeling an anxiety attack coming on, so we lose 1 stamina. Kana, dude's working at school, right? We could break into his office. What do you mean we shouldn't? It must be because he just came back and his classes begin next week. So we'll investigate the schoolyard. You find an old trophy case set in a seemingly abandoned corridor. Everything inside is covered in a thick layer of dust. One medal seems particularly valuable. Let's break the window. You break the glass window, cutting yourself a little bit in the process. This medal isn't made of gold, but you'll be able to sell it easily. +1 funds, -1 stamina. So we do have to mind our stamina. And you see up here our doom is raising. It can be raised by various different things. Some enemies do doom damage. In this playthrough, because of our old god pick, if we are to cast a spell, our doom will raise instead of whatever the spell's standard cost is. And just existing raises the doom, so you are on a timeline. The neighbor's office at the school is empty. You do find a few jars, all filled with weird eel-like fish. Despite your protests, Kana decides to take 1 jar home. Have you ever seen an eel like this? It's so freaky. Don't you have a feeling it's watching us? How can they sip their soda so calmly, staring at this creepy creature? Investigating the hotel or the apartment lobby. Your neighbor is a horror manga artist. He's struggling to come up with a satisfying ending for his newest story. Let's leave him be. It was all a dream? You're a genius, he shouts, grabbing a pencil. Excuse me now, I've got a bestseller to write. You roll your eyes and prepare to leave. Kana. I've seen him burning some notes behind our apartment building. Let's go and check it out. Is this eel even alive? Investigating the fire escape. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man on the other side of the line puts an accent on real. Hello? Are you still there? Let us hang up. You put down the phone, a little shaken up. Just how many people did that odd man call today? -1 reason. Kana was right. Someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry because some of the papers look salvageable. You both return to your apartment and try to decipher the notes. Kana. That's so weird. Your neighbor really was into eels, it seems. You begin to wonder if spying on your neighbor was a good idea to begin with. I'll investigate the apartment staircase. As you prepare a bath, you think of all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice cold water is a good idea. Strength check failure. Your body clearly wasn't prepared for a cold bath, and you can feel a cold coming on. Alright, so we're losing a ton of stamina. Old fisherman. You decide to enter a small, shady bar in the docks. Maybe some of the old fishermen can help you in your quest. However, persuading them to do so might prove difficult. We can either try talking to them or buy them around. And we have 5 funds here, so we'll buy them around. No fisherman would refuse a free round. They tell you tales of sunken cities, inhabited by underwater things with too many legs. -1 funds, plus 5 experience. We'll resolve this event. Thinking about how stupid it is of Kana to try and break into your neighbor's apartment, you go to sleep. You spend an entire day waiting for Kana. Where the heck are they? In the interest of completing this, we're going to investigate the seaside once more. Oh, okay. Strength check success. The sudden blizzard disappears as fast as it began. You leave the beach quickly, plus 5 experience. You may be going crazy, but you swear something is watching you from the sea. You lost reason. Burnt notes. Legend from the blank prefecture. Eels tell of a small village of robbers who would kill all visitors and dump their corpses into a lake full of eels. Eels of the prefecture would lay eggs inside the human. Okay. Yucky. We're going to the school now to investigate a classroom. You enter the school bathroom to wash your face with cold water. A sudden noise behind you stops you in your tracks. One of the stall doors has opened on its own. We should escape the bathroom. You might be paranoid, but there's no way you're risking an encounter with a ghost here. -2 reason. Oh. Kana's been missing since yesterday. You decide to check out the neighbor's apartment yourself. Alright. In we go. You cautiously enter your neighbor's kitchen. You are shocked to see countless jars filled with eels, flailing around restlessly. Where the heck is Kana? In the bathroom, the swollen body of your neighbor is rotting away inside putrid, murky water. Both his eyes are missing with countless tiny blood trails leading from them. In all directions. -1 reason, -1 stamina. In the bedroom, you finally find Kana. I found the neighbor, but when his eye burst, I slipped on the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something in my own eye now, too. Let's puncture the eye now. Dead space, anybody? Oh, there it went. Ophthalmology. You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in a waiting area. You fall asleep. Ophthalmology part 2. Wake up, dude. You've been sleeping for over 3 hours. You groggily open your eyes to see your friend. Kana is wearing an eye patch. Not so pretty anymore, eh? I couldn't exactly tell the doctors the truth about what happened, and I'm pretty sure I won't be winking with my left eye anytime soon. But thank you for saving my life. Continue. You're still processing the events of the previous night. Corpse-eating eels that lay their eggs and eyes? Sitting with your friend Kana before your apartment building, you watch the police officers emptying out your neighbor's place. Eerie episode of Evolving Eels. Ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery? Plus 30 experience? Plus 15 experience? -3 doom? plus 1 reason and stamina, and only 1 day passed. Kana has joined us as an ally. Alright. The old god stirs. Freaky flood. Did the water level suddenly increase, or is the city slowly sinking? Okay, so by exploring the seaside location, we have a chance to get the drenched status, which can't be good. We'll return home, and inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? We take the key. Now, for those of you that don't know, once we complete our mysteries, we must go to the lighthouse with all 5 keys in hand and climb multiple stories. We must climb multiple stories up the lighthouse in order to complete the game. There's all sorts of different stuff you can encounter there. It's all randomized. Let's continue on. Let's try Bizarre Breweth of the Blood-Curdling Botanist. Your neighbor asked you to help. Her husband, Shiro-san, has gone missing. She is worried it might be connected with the new fertilizer he ordered from Tokyo. Where is he, and why would he need so much fertilizer? I don't know. It's a good question. You got the business card of a gardening company where the missing man was working. Maybe some of his colleagues could tell you something useful. Let's go check out downtown. It's getting dark as you arrive at the cemetery, and shadows move in fantastic and unaccountable ways between the tombstones. Finding the right grave may prove to be a challenge, especially when you feel someone's gaze on your back. Confront the stranger. Charisma check, failure. A priest from the nearby temple asks you what you were doing. When you can't make up a lie, you're thrown out. So we lost stamina. We'll resolve that event. We are going to stop home quickly. It certainly feels good to be back home. You bandage up the fresh wounds. You phone your best friend and talk about unrelated stuff. +2. Time flies so fast, you prepare yourself to leave and continue your long investigation. +3 to our doom. Okay, we got our bag from home. Okay, interesting. So, while we hold Kiri's bag in our inventory, forgetting spells lowers reason by 1 to 2 and increases doom by 1%, plus we gain a random spell. So we can go to our spells here. We should hold on to these for the time being. Alright, back to investigating. Experts are baffled by the sudden appearance of 20 stone statues lined up in a row in the middle of the blank 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 park. You can cast 1 spell without paying anything. Cast that for free. Alright. While the dispatch order is stained with a foul-smelling liquid, you think you can make out the address, at least parts of it. The house is somewhere in the nearby forest. Let's stop by the occult shop real quick and see if we can find anything. We're going to buy the ritual dagger and equip this. Very good. We want to have something to physically fight with. We don't want to have to rely on spells, especially with this this old god in particular. Let's participate in the ritual. Knowledge check. Success. You've read about the ritual. Following the intricate pattern of steps, bows, and claps isn't a problem for you. Once the ritual ends, the priest thanks you and hands over an item. Corpse dust. Used for 20 experience and -2 luck. Why not? Ooh, so we're in the forest now. Now you see our locations have been replaced by grid squares. So we just start walking around. Following a trail of rotten fruit, you stumble on a small forest shrine. It's probably dedicated to some local spirit. The small statue looks alien and menacing. We'll pray. Perception check, success. Kneeling by the shrine, you discover a small piece of paper tucked behind the statue. 5 experience. And we leveled up. So we have a choice of 3 perks. Ghost Connection. Completing a mystery grants a random spell. Quick Thinking. There's always a way out from seemingly hopeless situations, and that also gives us a bonus to dexterity. And Outdoorsman. Attuned with the natural rhythm of life. I'm going to choose Quick Thinking. And I'm going to give a +4 to our reason. Sound good? Alright, investigating another abandoned hut. Dark forces scheme against you. You don't know who you can trust anymore. Plus a curse. We'll resolve this event. We've been branded. Chance of raising Doom with each investigation. Okay, so Doom's gonna be our enemy. Even more so than on other playthroughs. The dirt road you've been following suddenly ends. You have to go back. We'll pick another point. We're investigating a thicket. The suspicious group you've been following is gathered in a nearby forest. They're enacting some sort of ritual in a clearing up ahead. The only nearby vantage point is a large rock. Attempt to climb it. Strength check failure. You fall down and injure yourself. Luckily, you manage to limp away unnoticed. -2 stamina. We continue on in the forest here. It says that a famous priest died on this rock. Perhaps his mysticism has seeped into it. Let's try to tap into his power. Knowledge check, success. Touching it with your hand, you feel a newfound knowledge forming in your mind. We gain a spell. Enthrallment. Gain an additional follower. Discard unused, and it costs 4 reason. We're gonna forget that spell. Interesting, we got the Seal of Savesh. Moving right along here. In the hillside thicket, the trees overhead block the sunlight and you begin to feel gloomy. -2 reason, okay? Stumble upon a half-eaten deer carcass. A wet splash behind you makes you stop. You slowly turn around to see a young girl sluggishly walking in your direction. In her eyeball, there's a swarm of disgusting worms. One of them falls to the floor with a wet splat. Ooh, infested girl. She does stamina damage and has 17 hit points. Alright, so let's prepare our attack and do a strong attack. Yeah, a strong attack followed by 2 quick attacks. Very good. Alright. You discover an old campsite located on the edge of a small clearing. The tent has been knocked down and the food and utensils have been scattered everywhere. Let's investigate the ground. Perception check, success. Footprints and tracks suggest a fight. The owner of the tent must have been dragged by 2 unknown attackers into the woods. Got 5 experience from that. And continue on moving around the forest here. Overgrown mansion. Finally, after what felt like hours of following the dirt road, you find the old mansion. It's completely overgrown with plants you've never seen before. In front of the mansion, there's the gardening company minivan filled with boxes. Slowly, you enter the building with caution. You stand in the middle of the room when suddenly the floor gives way, and you fall down to the basement. Falling through the hole in the floor, you find yourself in an overgrown basement. In the corner lies a man you recognize. It's Shiro-san, the missing gardener. You must help him escape this cursed place. Alright, so we need to lead him out of here. I have to manage this back and forth. I think so. Okay. Plants continue to attack, as you and the gardener flee from the forest, only to suddenly stop when you reach the city limits. You manage to call an ambulance from a phone booth, but lose consciousness before it arrives. You wake up in a hospital, your wounds treated. When asked about Shiro-san, the doctors are puzzled. You are the only person they found. The gardener is missing to this day. Ending C. 30 experience, minus 3 doom. 1 day has passed. The old god stirs once more. And we got a time skip. So, plus 5 doom. As well as another key in our mailbox. And here, we'll take a shower, or a bath, excuse me. Hot water to gain stamina. Can also mess around with our wardrobe. There's all sorts of different stuff here. We don't have anything to store. You can only take a bath once as well. So right now, we're at 5 and 7, which is not good at all. I don't think we're gonna make it through this one. Alright, let's do Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape. A new game is spreading among your friends. A dare to stay in the unused school restroom after classes. A dare to meet Akamanto. What was originally harmless fun has turned deadly. The body of a boy was found last week. The school principal has banned the game, but that's only made it more popular. Akamanto must be stopped before another kid is killed. We'll investigate. According to legends, this tree's roots reach towards the grave of a lynched witch. Nailing a straw doll to this tree will grant you your wish, for a price that is. We can wish for strength, for 2 stamina, wish for knowledge, for a spell, or wish for money for funds. Why not? And then we have blood frenzy. It's a curse. +1 damage, receive additional combat damage. And if I lose it or discard it, we lose 3 stamina. So for this one, we need to gossip to get our side quest complete. A weird bubbling sound lures you to the dark shower room. On the floor you find a swimsuit thrown over a grotesque, leathery coil. Wait, that's not a coil. Drain Swimmer. 16 hit points, does stamina damage. So we'll prepare our attack to guarantee that it hits, and then hit her with perhaps 2 strong attacks? Yes. Alright, we'll try that again. Very well. You've reported it to your principal, who promises he will take care of it. With your friends safe for now, you should look into the legend. Maybe records in the city library make mention of Akamanto. Alright, so we'll go downtown. We'll shop for items first. Ah, yes, but we do not have... We cannot sell our item. Can... Ah, okay. I'll forget about that. We need to run home quickly and have a rest. And then we'll investigate downtown promptly. Seeing the 2 chopped off heads, you can't help but wonder who's been preparing your food for the past week. Research occult notes. Knowledge check success. The notes lying nearby tell of ancient civilizations and unspeakable horror. You've managed to learn an incantation, but the horrifying image will stay with you for a long time. Gained a spell, but lost reason. Mind Drain. Deals 5 damage or gain 2 reason. You read a story about a vengeful samurai, known for wearing a crimson red cape. It's an interesting find for sure, but you need to find more information. We'll continue on in the school, investigating a corridor. There's smog outside. Wait, why is it suddenly so dark outside? You stand by the window to take a look. Black smog emerges from the courtyard, coating everything in an oily vapor. Let's run from the window. Dexterity check. Success. You run from the window before anything happens. One of the articles mentions a young doctor who performed life-saving surgery on a victim of a brutal assault. This assault happened in a toilet stall. Maybe he still works at the hospital and can share some information. At school, go to the schoolyard and try to gossip. And then return back. Ah, interesting, we didn't get anything. Alright. To the hospital we go, in the consulting room. You set the trash can on fire. It causes widespread panic, but it allows you to rummage through the cabinet and find the information you need. You learn that the doctor suddenly left the hospital after the latest murder, taking all of the records with him. Why would he do that? It's not the only bad news. Your friend didn't come to school today, and another body has supposedly been found. So back to the school for us. Ooh, I don't love her eyes. Substitute teacher. A tall woman with an unsettling face and twitching lips stops you. I'll be your new biology teacher. Could you help me move some stuff to my new office. No. She suddenly grabs your hand. Oh, I insist. I don't know if we can... Oh, okay, we only have the option to help. Luck check, success. The creepy substitute teacher hands you some old books to carry. Among the mundane titles, you find one called Extinction of Mankind. You shudder, feeling the teacher's gaze on your back. Alright. We leveled up from that, though. Second sight. Additional damage against ghost and eldritch enemies. Plus 2 additional spell slots, or outdoorsman. We're gonna take second sight and stamina, I do believe. The principal has ordered the school be closed down for the investigation. So off downtown we go. I forget this whole time we still have Kana trailing us. The investigation is starting to take a toll on your health. You feel like you're about to fall asleep standing up. How do you address your weakened state? Let's jog around the block. Half asleep, you stumble over the pavement and trip. -1 stamina. Okay. You break the window and get inside the school unnoticed. The cursed toilet is located on the 3rd floor. Get over there. So we'll investigate the school here. Suddenly, everything slows to a crawl. Oh, a time warper. Very good. Oh, here we are. There is no turning back now. You step into the last stall and close the door behind you. Legend alive. You wait in the stall, trying to be as quiet as possible. Suddenly, squish, squeak. You hear the sound of rubber boots as an unknown liquid drips on the tiles. Squish, squeak. You can see the top of his head. He's taller than any man you've ever seen. Squish, squeak. The door slowly opens. We prepare ourselves. Red cape. A masked man dressed in a red coat, clearly too tall for the ceiling, emerges from outside. Tell me. His voice sounds like a faulty radio. Would you like red paper or blue paper? Ah, yes. We're going to take the blue paper. The tall man in a red coat grabs you by your neck and starts choking you. You kick him and rush for the door. So we lost 3 stamina, but we didn't get injured. Well, we didn't get a disability. You hear a click coming from the door's direction. You're locked in here with this crazy man. Alright. We probably aren't going to make it here. Yeah, we have a chance here. No, we have lost, my dear friends. That encounter was the final straw. Your mind has snapped and you've been locked up in an asylum. It would be comforting to accept that you were insane, that no old god is awakening to devour humanity. But the drugs haven't made these horrors disappear. What a grim end. Alright, we've perished. We did manage to solve 2 mysteries. But we couldn't hack it. So, let's give this another run here. Mess around with the color scheme too. Perhaps a little bit. We'll do another quick play. Opening is the same, city of Shiikawa, Japan, 1980 ? Something strange is happening. The Eternal Web. Shtak Atarasu is once again awakening from its slumber. Blinded by its impossible to satisfy hunger, it has started to tear down the walls of its cocoon prison. Stop it before it devours us all. The old god's rule is you can't escape from combat encounters. Interesting. Alright, we got Kiri again, which is no problem. I think the only time I have ever consistently beat World of Horror was playing as Kiri. Let's go check out what we got here. Far Up Fable of a Fear Festival, Rotten Report of a Rancid Ramen, Vicious Verses of a Violent Vigil, Spine-Chilling Story of School Scissors, Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape. Alright, let's do Spine-Chilling Story of School Scissors. Another boy from your school has disappeared. Rumor has it, a terrible woman has returned from the grave, a woman with the widest smile and the sharpest scissors. You knew your friend was up to something when he left you his notebook full of cryptic notes. I can send her back where she belongs, he claimed. After he too disappeared, you decided to study the notebook for clues. It details a ritual that claims to stop the wicked woman once and for all. What's the worst thing that could happen? Your missing friend has left you a notebook. If the rumors are true, to stop the tall woman with scissors, Kuchisaki-ana, you'll need to perform a ritual to force her material form to appear in our dimension. Accomplishing this requires first the drawing of an eldritch sigil, and then the lighting of holy candles. You can only hope your friend has left them somewhere around the school. Alright, so to start, we should explore the school, right? Check our items. We have nothing. We have Multiply Wound, which is better the lower our stamina is. The corridor is flooded by a black sludge that's slowly oozing from underneath the door of the chemistry classroom. A damp, moldy stench grows as you get closer. How are you going to get to the other side? We're going to take a detour. Better safe than sorry. You take the stairs up to another floor to avoid the sludge. Still haven't found anything. Have to continue on here. You carefully enter the biology classroom. The room seems empty at first, until you switch the lights on. You grasp in horror. Lying in a pool of blood is one of the teachers, with a fruit knife in their hand. There's a jar of formaldehyde on the nearest table. Mesmerized by the spiral pattern on the sea creature's skin, you step over the dead body and come closer, and then the voices start. Let us prepare our attack. No. Let's look for a weapon, and then prepare an attack. And then kick. How about that? Did we find a weapon? We found a branch. So we'll go ahead and equip that. Prepare our attack. And swing for the fences here. You've defeated Forgotten Specimen. Wait, what's that? A lump of flesh. Alright. Eldritch Medicine. +5 stamina adds a new status. So we don't need that, and we can sell it for 1 fund. You found an additional page from your friend's diary. It seems that the blessed chalk was left in the pool. You must hurry and find it. We'll keep moving. Exploring the schoolyard. Dead Man's Float. You enter the damp-smelling sport wing. You notice a backpack drifting on a swimming board in the middle of the pool. Could it be what you're looking for? Enter the water. You enter the pool and start swimming towards the backpack. Suddenly, the water turns murky, and you realize you're not alone in the pool. Prepare for combat here. A bloated figure emerges from the murky water, blocking your only way out of the pool. Bloated teacher does stamina damage. So we'll boost our attack this time and swing. We missed. Not good. Just need one more. Perfect. We found the blessed chalk, which can be used to draw the sigil in our ritual. Let's look at our friend's diary here. Okay, so it's a strange star pattern. Yeah, like so, with 2 circles on either side. And then we'll keep on trucking through the school here. No. Okay. Oh, hello. Wow. The sound of scissors is getting louder. You must hurry. Who was that? Who was that outside the window there? Bitten, putting your hand in that hole is a bad idea. Seeing the big spider escape. You hope it wasn't poisonous. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it'll go away on its own. That doesn't seem good. We found the holy candles in our friend's backpack. You light them as instructed by the notebook. Everything is ready for the ritual. Well, I suppose we ought to perform it. What's that? Ooh. Tall. You take a step back as writhing, amorphous mass slowly takes shape. Soon it becomes a tall, woman-like creature with 3 faces, all connected by a wide smile. Now it is your chance to fight and defeat this horror. It is also your only chance. Prepare for combat here. Twisting and twitching, the demon woman enters the classroom, cackling menacingly. Am I beautiful? Now, for those of you that know, the Kuchisaki Anna urban legend, she'll ask you a question. Am I beautiful? Am I pretty? And if you say yes, then she'll cut your face to mimic hers. And if you say no, she'll kill you. And the only way to escape the scissor woman, Kuchisaki, is to say like, oh, you look so-so, or it'll confuse her long enough for you to run away. The ancient horror lies dead on the classroom floor, slowly dissolving into nothingness. You find your friend, gravely wounded but alive. You help him up, and both of you limp away from the school as the police sirens get louder. And we've received Ending A on Spine-Chilling Story of School Scissors. Scissor Woman is gone for good. Or is she? You shudder, knowing the urban legend will inspire another kid in another city to try and summon the Eldritch Being. Very cool. Well, we are extremely messed up. And we have half of a slit mouth as well as a random bite. But riots throughout the city. Dangerous bands of rioters are gathering around the downtown area. The police are hopeless. Neat. Well, folks, I think I'm going to let you go here. This is going to be a short episode, and it's going to be a little different than it's going to be a little different than our regularly scheduled content, but I'm not feeling 100%, but I still want to get something out, So I hope you enjoy this, and if you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. As of right now, in this second, I am not considering making this a series. I was just going to play around with it and see how it does. I also know it's quick. You can only do a run in about an hour, sometimes 45 minutes. But we got messed up. Any hoosers. So I'm gonna let you go. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It means the world to me. It helps us grow. And for those of you interested, we're gaining new subscribers by the day. I think we're just about at 15. Should have 14 right now. And our views are almost at 700 total views. Can you believe that? I can't. I am absolutely over the moon. Over the moon, stoked. And anyways, I'm just rambling. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Hopefully I'm feeling better in the next couple days. And we'll get back to the usual. But have a good one, and remember to mind the gap, stalkers. Mind the gap.